more than it is now. The highest prices in the nation now are on the West Coast. It's $4.60 a gallon in California, about $4.06 in Washington State. The lowest prices are in the South, $2.77 in Louisiana, $2.69 a gallon in Texas. I'm Rita Foley.
3 astronauts and 1 cosmonaut are home following a space station trip that lasted 8 months. SpaceX capsule carrying the 4 parachuted into the Gulf of Mexico off the Florida coast shortly before dawn. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
This is the point.
Going, Kevin. Going, Kevin. Going, Kevin.
All right, good people of Columbia, Gene Garris filling in for Kevin Cohen on the afternoon drive. 803-799-8255. 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. Open line Friday.
Drive with Kevin Cohen.
Here we go again. Good afternoon. Multiple wrecks. I-20 east and westbound side between Monticello and Broadville Road. I-20 at Clemson Road, grass fire in the wrap-up stages. Fire there. Edmund Highway at West Dunbar, a collision. Ricky Lane at Lights Lane, a collision. And Summit Parkway at Summit Center Drive, a collision. All things wild. Squirrels, snakes, mice, rats, bats, beavers, alligators, mosquitoes. All things wild. Gets them out, keeps them out. Allthingswild.com. Doug Thomas on the point.
On Point Weather is made possible by our friends at Palmetto Citizens Federal Credit Union on 107 The Point.
Here's your weekend forecast. Changing weather for the first time in a while after a low tonight of 54. Look for late developing clouds tomorrow. Very warm day, high of 86. Chance for overnight showers exists. Cold front rolls in on Sunday. Much cooler with a high of 70. More clouds than sunshine. Have a great weekend. I'm Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
In the Barn Fireside Studio, it's Kevin Cohen.
All right, in all honesty, it's Gene Garris filling in for Kevin on this, most exciting time of the year. There's so much going on. There's so many pieces, and it's all in motion. It's great to be here. Great to talk to Kevin's audience. Telephone number here is 803. You know that part. This is an open lines deal for the next 2 hours. 803-799-8255. That works out to be 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. And we've already got a caller, so we're going to jump right to that caller and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Well, hey, Gene.
Hey, Professor Ed, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Oh, just enjoying this beautiful day.
Oh, man, it's like 86 degrees on a beautiful Carolina blue-skied Friday.
Yeah. Carolina blue.
Yeah, that's right. It's Carolina blue. Have you ever been to a game in Chapel Hill? It's absolutely Carolina blue. And USC is in California.
Well, the
patent office or trademark office agrees with me.
Well, if the sky were Carolina colors, they would be black and red.
So that might be election day. So
Yeah. Could be. I have to admit it.
Oh well, now here's the deal on admissions.
Never believed it, but
Well, I want to square this up with you. I want to square this up with you because I know that you are on the other side for me. Now, just a few months ago, 6 months ago, Kamala Harris was the most hated vice president in the history of our country. And advisors and pundits were talking about a way for President Biden to ditch her before the election, before the convention. And I have thoughts about this, and President Biden was compromised, has been compromised, and it was apparent, hyper apparent during the debate performance with President Trump. And so he got pushed out. And I think his gift to the cabal that pushed him out was coming out hard in support for Kamala Harris and basically making sure that nobody else could run. Because President Obama, somehow titular leader of the Democrats, and also Nancy Pelosi, whatever she is now, and a number of Chuck Schumer, they wanted an open convention so they could pick somebody like Mark Kelly, senator from the great state of Arizona, or Mr. Shapiro, governor of the great state of Pennsylvania, somebody other than Kamala. And it didn't work out. So I think whatever neurons are still firing with President Biden, I think he's going to walk away from this and he's going to say after the election, after the new inauguration, I think he's going to say, I've won every election I've worked on. I mean, ran for president and flamed out early in those years, but every election where I've been the nominee, I've won. I'm the war horse. I'm the guy that gets it done. And you pushed me out. This is what you get. So can you see any of that, Ed? Or does that seem like total fantastic world? Ed? Hello, Ed? I think we're having a problem, Ed. I'm going to put you on hold here for just a moment. We're going to jump to our next caller. Hey, caller, how are you?
Dr. Gene, happy Friday.
Oh, happy Friday to you. It's our friend David the scientist. What's going on? I hear some weird noise. Are you going home or are you going somewhere else?
I'm in the car. Can you hear me good? Or not?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Okay, I got my Emily with me. We're headed to the shadows of the Carolina.
Oh wow! So
and many others.
Y'all are heading fast to the True Blue. Go ahead.
Yeah, I call it the People's Republic of Chapel Hill.
It is a beautiful, stunningly beautiful campus. People are generally nice. Politics, of course, like everything else, are sort of wackadoo.
Yeah. So real quick, Emily, say hey to Dr. Gene.
Hi. Hey, Emily. Are you going to a concert?
I think she had her headphones in.
Okay. Are y'all going to a concert? Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Have an extra good time for me.
Well, a couple of things, Gene. I thought this funny thing. It was brought up. I think Tyrus on Gutfield mentioned this, but Kamala was talking to a group of people taking questions, which I'm sure were planned and everything. But a libertarian who addressed himself as a libertarian asked her about high prices of groceries. And keep in mind, she's talking to a libertarian, and she talked about governmental price control. You're talking to a libertarian. Do you even know what a libertarian is? It's just crazy. And another thing that's really bugged me lately, all this stuff about McDonald's. And I saw this article from some liberal, left-leaning, whatever, and it talks about how Trump makes these false claims he did work there, and he doesn't have proof. No, the proof is on you. And I know in the past, Gene, I got this statement from, I guess, Social Security. It went back to like the 80s when I started working. It would show every year how much I contributed and everything. You can find this out. If she wanted to do it, she could find it out and prove it. And I'd love for Elon Musk to say right now, $1 million to a charity of your choice if you prove that you worked at McDonald's. Take $1 million of my money and give it to whatever charity, whatever it is. She has a chance to payroll favorite charity by the simple act of going to prove she worked at McDonald's through tax records or whatever else.
But she can't.
She can't.
And that's why on the other side, that's why they're going so crazy, is because they know what he has done. He has put his finger on the button and he's pressing it.
Right. I mean, how bad does it have to be that you're lying about working at McDonald's? I mean, how bad does your record have to be to do that, right?
Well, she's too busy talking about how she grew up in a middle-class family in a middle-class house.
Yeah. I guess I heard she was in like a very elite kindergarten or something like that, which, that's very middle-class.
Yeah, and 8,000 square foot house or whatever. I've seen one sort of a square brick house that was hers, and it looks like it's the neighbor's house of Downton Abbey.
Right. And now she's dragging out Liz Cheney and watching these people say, "Oh, she's got Republicans on her side." And I think it was Kevin or Fran one day asked this week, about how could she be middle. It was Fran. Could she be middle of the road? And somebody actually had the nerve to say, she's welcoming Republicans and look at Liz Cheney and all this. Oh yeah,
and Adam Kinzinger and the Darth Cheney, the dad that only has 1.5 million brown kids murdered under his belt.
He's a Republican.
Well, here's the amazing thing: they got Liz Cheney, they got Darth Cheney. They got Adam Kinzinger. We got Tulsi Gabbard. We got RFK Jr. We got Jamie Dimon. We're continuing to build it up. I mean, it's if this is the transfer portal, we're winning.
Right.
We're winning.
But, I had to laugh this week. Fran had some questions, and one of the questions was, "What's your biggest issue?" And it was climate change, the border, foreign policy, or the price of groceries and gas. And I think it was JB called in, and I was like, okay, let's see what he says. And, of course you expect that. I mean, climate change, because it's the elite liberal mindset. But it was like JB said the same thing, and I thought, you're lying. Because no one is asleep at night thinking about climate change when, again, like I said, a box of cereal is $7, and gas is what it is. And we got the wars around the world. Nobody is up at night going, gosh, that's all bad, but my gosh, climate change.
Right.
No, that's why the liberals say like they do, because they want these votes to push that kind of agenda. And that's why they're losing some of the minority votes, because those are not their issues.
Right.
They're trying to put food on the table. They're not worried about.
That's like somebody keeps on stealing the hood ornament off of my Rolls Royce. Doesn't that bother you, David? Somebody keeps on stealing the hood ornament of my Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Hey, a friend of mine sent me, I haven't had a chance to vet this out, but did something happen in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Goodness. So it looks like the usual suspects are afoot again in my tablet just dropped out. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly what it is, because I was looking at it earlier, along with what Archbishop Vigano says. Basically, well, I'll share that with people in a minute. So Lancaster County, Pennsylvania uncovers and halts suspected voter registration fraud scheme. 2,500 potentially fraudulent applications submitted right before the deadline.
Amazing. But remember, Gene, it doesn't happen.
Never happens. Never has happened. You people are crazy.
The little clip I saw said it. Somehow all the handwriting was exactly the same and whatnot. But no,
that sounds familiar, like laser printing the bubbles.
And that's another thing, Gene, is Jim the other day said people like you and I who think there was a lot of shenanigans going on in 2020, we have low IQ. and they made up the point about,
well, maybe just me.
About, well, no, he said anyone that believes it was stolen. So they try to act like we believe there were millions of votes stuffed into a ballot box. That stuff happened, but that's a drop in the bucket. The main thing was things like it's Russian disinformation about Hunter Biden's laptop, when the media said we knew that was actually real, but we couldn't have him win the election. So we had to make it out to be Russian disinformation. And the study usually, like the site says, 15%, which amounts to 13 million people, enough to win the election. Those people said we would have changed our vote if we knew it was actually true.
Right.
So it's stuff like that.
100%.
Like Pennsylvania changing the deadline the illegal way, and then court saying that Trump did not have standing, and absolutely he did. So
right.
This is wrong. This is a federal thing.
Well, I've got to take a quick break, David. Hold on for this. I'll let you finish early in the next segment, and then we'll start working through these great calls that we have. Hold on just a moment.
The Afternoon Drive with Kevin Cohen.
Hi, this is Chris Neely, Superintendent of the South Carolina Public Charter School District. I hope you'll join Kevin and me each Tuesday afternoon. We'll bring you Kids First, where we talk about educational issues and what we're doing to teach kids the right way. It's Kids First, Tuesday at 5:30, right here on 100.7 The Point.
Join us weekday mornings at 7:31 a.m. for Straight to the Point with Pastor Steve Williamson. That's Straight to the Point, weekday mornings, 7:31 a.m. here on The Point, 100.7 FM.
Multiple wrecks, I-20, the east side and the westbound side. I-20 between Broad River and Monticello Road. Clearing wrecks, Ricky Lane at Broad River Road, Ricky Lane at Likes, Edmond Highway at Old Dunbar, Summit Center at Summit Parkway. It'll take a little longer. Red Bank United Methodist Fall Festival, October 26th from 3 to 8 p.m. Live music, food for purchase, crafts, vendors, and kids' activities. Trunk or treat from 6 to 7, Highway 6 at Old Barmore Road, Red Bank United Methodist Church. Doug Thomas on The Point.
Point A to Point B traffic. 4 times an hour, mornings and afternoons on The Point.
You hear about all these tax credits available for getting solar power for your home or your business, and yeah, they're pretty awesome. But what about your church? Yeah. What about your nonprofits? How can you benefit from tax credits if you don't pay taxes? Well, now there's a great program in place for nonprofits. Think about that. Your church still has a pretty big power bill, right? What about taking control, saving that church money every single month by using solar power from Broker Solar? Installation rebates, tremendous savings. Bet you've never even thought about it. Maybe it's time to talk about it at your church or your nonprofit. Broker Solar has all the answers. Ken and his team know every program, every opportunity for your home, your business, and yes, your nonprofit. So you can save dollars, get rebates, get government credits. Isn't it worth looking into? Online, it's brokersolar.com, or give Ken a call, 807-7417 at Broker Solar. That's 807-7417, and tell them Kev sent you.
Hey y'all, my name's Ted from Flight Day Restaurant. It is football at Flight Day. We're thrilled about football season. Of course, when you're watching football, there's nothing better than wings or ice cold adult beverages. We here at Flight Deck are offering some of the most delicious meaty wings that you'll ever wrap your lips around. Flight Deck Restaurant's got hot flamethrower wings, barbecue wings, teriyaki wings, honey mustard wings. Flight Deck will be featuring Carolina and Clemson football on all the TVs all the time. So come see some great football, enjoy great wings, and sip some ice cold adult beverages. Flight Deck Restaurant in Lexington. Thanks y'all and God bless.
At Temple's Howland, we are here first and foremost to help the family through their most difficult time while being mindful of their financial needs. At Temple's Howland, we are interested in serving the family, not loading a contract with many options and misunderstood packages. We serve families one at a time. And you're dealing with either Jeff Temples or John Howland, two veteran funeral directors. They were raised in this area and they have served the Midlands for more than 60 years. Temple's Howland.
Is it time to sit down with All Southern Construction to talk about that big spring project you've been dreaming about? Time for a new and beautiful deck to enjoy the Carolina evenings on? Time for a screened-in porch or a new addition to the home? All Southern Construction is the answer. Why us? Oh, we're local, insured, we clean up after our projects, we're professional, we're ethical, and well, we're really good at what we do. Online, it's allsouthernconstruction.com or call us 206-4816, 206-4816.
Are you ready for a win-win? For a limited time only, you can upgrade your ride for less and score a chance to win the ultimate rivalry football experience. That's right. From now until October 31st, apply for an auto loan at a reduced rate with Founders Federal Credit Union, and you'll automatically be entered to win 4 tickets to the Clemson-Carolina game in Death Valley on November 30th. That's awesome. But that's not all. The winner also will receive an exclusive Death Valley experience and a Founders tailgate package. Stop by a Founders office near you or apply online today. By the way, with a great deal and a shot at an unforgettable game day experience. Visit foundersfcu.com/auto to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. No purchase necessary. That's foundersfcu.com/auto to learn more. Membership qualification required.
When I think of this time of the year, I think of all those F words. You know, fall, football, floorboys. All are fantastic, maybe even phenomenal. Okay, that sounds like an F word, but it's with a PH. Thing is, this is a fabulous time to visit Floorboys. Treat yourself to those hardwoods or that luxury vinyl plank. Come visit the showroom. Take a look at floorboys.com or make an appointment. They'll even come visit you. Stop fantasizing and focus. They even have financing far out. Visit floorboys.com.
Columbia's local talk radio experience continues now from the Bart Fireside Studios.
All right, back with our friend David the scientist. Thanks for holding on there, David.
Yeah, just real quick, just to kind of sum it all up, is basically what I've kind of said for a long time, but there's no policy there. I saw one of these interviews on the street with people, and one lady said, "Yep, I'm voting for her," and the person pretty much just says, "Well, what do you think about her? What's her policy you like?" And you saw this like kind of smirk, come across the lady's face, and she said, "Well, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really looked too much into any of her policies, but I know she's for the middle class or whatever, which my family is." And I'm going, exactly. You know nothing about her. This is a woman who was polling at 1% last time she ran. Now she's at 50%. Not because of any policy change, not because of something that people have learned about her. It's simply because Orange Man bad, and I've got to vote for my party. I don't care about policy. I'm just voting for her. It's identity politics. There's nothing about her that someone can factually say they researched and said, "Yep, I like this," and this great thing she's talking about, and I've actually researched it. It'll work.
Right, I know
There's nothing there, and she's even said she wouldn't change anything, but somehow we're turning the page, so we figured that one out. And I don't know if you heard the other word salad she had about we got to finish things that we're not done, and we got to do the things because they weren't done, or it was just amazing.
No, it's crazy talk. It's crazy talk. There's a comedian that was on Rogan, and this was months ago, and he said she talks in gypsy curses, and that's about right.
Yeah, so that's all it is, Gene. It's just there's nothing there. No one can actually say why they're voting for her. And if you don't think that Russia and China and Iran are pulling hard for her, then you're crazy, because they know if she's in office,
they own us.
To do whatever they want.
They
own
us.
Orange Man.
Yeah, they're afraid of Orange Man. And you remember, even George W. Bush lost Georgia to former Soviet Georgia back to the Russian Federation. And then President Obama with future President Biden lost Crimea to the Hitler Putin. And then nothing happens at all. 4 years of Trump, nothing. In the sort of quieted down, except he whacked ISIS, those horrible monsters, cartoon monsters almost. They're so evil. And he killed them. He murdered them and made the world a better place. So it does make a difference who leaders are.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Gene. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too, and a safe drive back. Wonderful, wonderful trip. And we're jumping in with our friend Ed. Thank you for holding on. I lost you. Are you back?
Yeah. Mutes me.
Yeah, it's the NSA trying to mess up with your good being positive about what's going to happen on your side in on Tuesday of
defense to Trump, but it's by no means a sure deal for either candidate. But I tell you what, I've been I heard David say mention Jamie Dimon.
No, that was me. That was me.
Oh, okay. Well, no, that's false. Jamie Dimon did not endorse Trump. That's false.
But he supported him, I think.
Endorsement. Jamie Dimon then tweeted out, no, I didn't say where he got that information, but you know, Trump just says the first thing that comes to his mind a lot of times, so we don't know. Anyway, you said on Wednesday's program that Fran asked, one of the 6 questions was, do you believe that...
Right, hold on, Ed. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Hold on, Ed.
He's live. He's local. He's Kevin Cohen.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
From the Bart Fireside Studio. Solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107 The Point.
That's in news. I'm Jason Walker. Chinese hackers allegedly targeted cell phones used by Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. That's the word from 2 people familiar with the matter who spoke to the Associated Press today. Not immediately cleared what data, if any, might have been taken. Meanwhile, both presidential contenders were in Texas today. Washington Post says it will not endorse either candidate in this year's contested race and will avoid doing so in the future. That decision comes less than 2 weeks before Election Day. Meanwhile, 2 more members of the Los Angeles Times editorial board have resigned after the newspaper's owner blocked its plan to endorse Kamala Harris. Next day of trading, the Dow was off 259 points. NASDAQ gained 103. This is SRN News.
People living with disabilities deserve and have rights to the opportunity to live fulfilling, productive lives. We work, we attend community functions, have families, and go shopping just like everyone else. The Comet Bus System gives us that opportunity by offering services such as DART that help people get where they need to go. In addition to DART, all of the Comet buses are accessible, so public transportation is for everyone. Thanks to the 2012 Penny Transportation Program, the Comet is much improved. But if the Comet is going to continue to succeed, it needs ongoing funding to keep people working and being productive citizens. That's why it's important that we vote to keep our penny on November 5th. Join me and vote yes, November 5th.
Vote yes for a better quality of life in Richland County. Paid for by the Midlands Alliance for Better Transportation and Roads.
Problem interstate now, I-26. I-26 eastbound by marker 127 and the collision on I-26 westbound at I-20. St. Andrews at Burning Tree, 1 collision. Midstate Roofing, commercial, industrial, and institutional. You got a leak? Let Midstate Roofing take a peek. Service, advice, results for over 25 years. MidstateRoofing.com. Doug Thomas on the point.
On Point Weather is made possible by our friends at Palmetto Citizens Federal Credit Union on 107 The Point.
Here's your weekend forecast. Changing weather for the first time in a while after a low tonight of 54. Look for late developing clouds tomorrow. Very warm day, high of 86. A chance for overnight showers exists. A cold front rolls in on Sunday. Much cooler with a high of 70. More clouds than sunshine. Have a great weekend on Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
All right, Gene Garris filling in for Kevin Cohen on the afternoon drive. 803-799-8255. 799 Talk on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. Back to the phones quickly, Ed. Thanks. During the break, I looked it up, and so there's conflicting things from Jamie Dimon will not endorse anybody to Jamie Dimon is secretly supporting Kamala Harris, and then of course the thing that you brought up, which is what I heard was that Trump had said that he had endorsed him, but that appears not to be true. So you are correct on that, Ed. +1, Ed, the professor.
Okay. Gene, you called in to.
Yeah, I called in when Fran was doing his program because it's so, starting out with those 6 questions. I mean, that was really, really positive. But go ahead, Ed.
Well, anyway, one of them was, do you think Trump will take out revenge on his political opponents?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%. Nobody else will say it. I'll say it 100%. 100%. No doubt.
I know. I can always count on you, Gene, to give us a non-PC answer.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody wants to say, no, he would never do that. Of course he's going to do it. These people, and I think it's justifiable that these people put the country in peril. These people committed crimes. They're going to get punished.
So you think it is legitimate for a president to get revenge on his political opponents?
Yeah, for bad actors that committed crimes, just because he was the target. Well, goodness, when former Joint Chiefs of Staff Milley reached out to his Chinese counterpart in saying that he was willing to disobey the direct order of the American president and he would protect China. That's I can even imagine that he gets reactivated into the military and then he gets court-martialed just for that.
Okay.
That's one.
You're misconstruing that. What about Mad Dog Mattis?
Well, Mad Dog Mattis lied to him about Syria. That's so if you are if you're Secretary of Defense and you lied to the president, you should get bounced.
We'll go down to 4-star generals.
Oh, well, those are woke mind virus. What about Kelly? For some reason, the people that hate Trump the most are the people that Trump fired.
The people that worked with him, the people that
Trump fired,
the people that have talked to him and realized
the people that Trump fired,
crazy and does not need to be in the White House ever again.
Well, I think that's going to be a tough nut for them to crack. But yeah, it's people that he fired.
What about Stephanie Grisham?
Oh goodness! So she was she the vice president's aide, or was she the Trump aide?
Secretary. She was.
She was the replacement, right? I don't know enough about her.
Funny story about her. I was half listening. I was doing a project, half listening to Democratic National Convention, and I heard her voice. And I thought she was reporting on it for Fox. No. And then I look up and she's at the podium speaking on behalf of Kamala Harris.
Well, when you,
tell me.
Go ahead.
Tell me, Gene, have you ever heard of any president ever that have had...
not this much for sure. Absolutely not this much, Ed.
28 close advisors come out against the man, the people that knew him the best.
No, his family knows him the best. The people that he worked for in the Trump organization, they know him the best. These other people that are searching for a book deal, there's big money in being the Judas.
Okay.
More than 30 pieces of silver.
And yet Trump fired them.
Right. Trump fired
How
them
did he
because they're
screw up
garbage.
that bad?
That's what you do. You fire
How
bad
did he screw up
employees.
that bad?
I think he has a catchphrase. What's it called? What's that catchphrase Trump has? You're fired. And that's what you got. Thanks so much,
What?
Ed. I'm going to run here. And hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great because you're here.
Well, this is Will.
Okay, Will.
And it is lovely. I mean, it was funny the fact that Ed's phone must be a Republican in disguise because, you know, it sensed the BS measure and it cut him off. But back to reality, you know, whether someone endorses him or not from the other side, the fact of the matter, you want to talk about people who can't work for a person because they suck? Look at, she was a vice president. Most of her staff quit because
92% of the people in her office left. She's impossible to work with. She's an imperial figure. When she was Attorney General of the great state of California, she wouldn't allow subordinates to look her in the eye. When she entered the room, they were required to all stand up. She is a tyrant in the making.
You say tyrant in the making. She's proven that she's a tyrant.
Yeah.
She just needs she wants a higher position.
Well, Will, I'll tell you the thing that really bothers me about Kamala Harris, and that is she put all these black and brown guys and women, I guess, in jail in California for marijuana possession, ruining their lives. Can never work as a security guard, can't work in a bank, can't be in the military, all this stuff, right? Gave them convictions. And then on a California radio program, she brags that at a tough day at the office, she would go home and spark up and listen to Snoop Dogg and Tupac. So she's confessing that she did the same thing that she popped these other people for. You know, if you're the chief law enforcement person in a state, let alone a nation state, you can't think that way and be functional.
You can't do it. It's called hypocrisy. Do as I do as I say, not as I do.
Right. Oh, all men are and women are created equal. Some are just a little bit more equal than others. It sounds Orwellian even.
Animal Farm in reality.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people complain. I can't stand old Kamala. If she wins, she wins. I'll bear through it because one person can't end a nation, but the people in that nation can end it. We have to get out of this mindset that, oh, this one person is so horrible, they're going to destroy us. Let the process bloody well work. The people themselves and the people in power are so busy trying to defeat a single person that they destroy the ideal trying to defeat a person.
Well, I'm going to counter that a little bit, or maybe expand upon it a little bit. Even with President Biden, the problem isn't wholly President Biden. It's all the radicals that swept into the national government with him. People are policy. And we don't, you know, like the guy that was the nuclear regulatory guy, top secret security clearance, and he was stealing women's luggage out of the carousel at the airports. I mean, it is the freaks were all out, and those are the ones that were visible, let alone the Iranian spy working in the pentagram. You know, things are really, really bad with these radicals. And if you've ever seen a Senate Judiciary Committee confirmation interview thing with in the last 3.5 years, the people that he's appointed to the federal bench or to any, these are disgusting, horrible people.
All of the suit, whatever agenda or plan that they have, It's the same thing, and the thing that bothers me, if they looked at it as a fair market, going, you know what, I'm gonna do this while I'm in, but if I get out, I know this is gonna go out. Their whole idea is that no, we're gonna fix it so that you can't take it away once we leave.
Right.
Because it's a right. No, fool.
No, well, that's and you can expect in the, if Orange Man is slated to return, you can expect that they're going to lock him into a whole bunch of stuff about the war in Ukraine and things that he can't easily get out of, because that's the kind of people they are.
Yep, and I mean that looks like that whole time when he retaliated against the guy, and they went, "Oh no, we can't let him do this. You're going to have to come through us first before." No, that's not your deal. Your deal is he can't declare war, but he can take immediate action.
Right. That's the whole function of the executive. That's why we have a governor, and that's why we have a president, because there's some things that have to be reacted to faster than you can assemble the General Assembly, assemble a Congress, assemble a Senate, and get something out. Well, thanks so much, Will. I'm running behind on this stuff. Let me welcome another caller. Hey, caller, how are you?
Is that me?
It is you. And so, David, the social scientist, we're going to put you on pause for just a moment. I got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We've got David next, and then more calls on Open Lines Friday. Gene Garris filling in for Kevin Cohen on a beautiful, beautiful Carolina blue day.
The Afternoon Drive with Kevin Cohen.
Hey, this is Roger Metz.
And this is Taylor Metz, your host of Woods and Water, South Carolina.
Taylor, the outdoors is never closed, and the doors are always open for new people to try it out.
If you're already a veteran of the outdoors, whether it's hiking, camping, hunting, or fishing, then why not share what you know with someone around you?
There are so many people who want to get out there, but don't know how to get from their front door to what they see on the cover of Outdoor Life or Outside Magazine.
So be a mentor to someone else and discover how much fun it is to pass it on.
And when you teach them it's a lifestyle, not just a hobby.
Hi, I'm Karen Pickard.
And I'm Katie Griner.
Every Tuesday at 8:30 to 9 a.m., we'll be talking about issues that concern seniors and their families.
So join us right here on The Point Radio for the Positive Points on Aging, brought to you by Oakley Village of Lexington.
Our look at St. Andrews at Burning Tree is still active, and also we have I-26 on the eastbound side at my marker 127, and also a collision at I-26 westbound at I-20. Insurance Solutions by Isabel. Open enrollment is here. Isabel's record knows Medicare and can help you navigate the Medicare maze. She'll match you with an insurer that meets your needs. Her help costs you nothing. Insurance Solutions by Isabel.com. Doug Thomas on The Point.
Point A to Point B traffic. 4 times an hour, mornings and afternoons on The Point.
Customer service. We all talk about how it's gone down the tubes in recent years, but not everywhere. Not with the Hickory Hill Insurance Agency. These are the folks I want you to feel comfy reaching out to for your Medicare and health insurance needs. Tim Hanberry and Medicare Blueprint have joined Hickory Hill Insurance. The result, even better customer service with a bigger team to help you by utilizing the very best technology in the industry. And you know what else? Just plain old caring about people and treating them like their family. When you call them, you'll get a call back fast. When you need a question answered, they'll take the time to help. This industry is so confusing and so ever-changing. They have a team that knows the best plans for you. They'll ask all the questions, they'll get all the answers, and as always, it won't cost you a penny to get their services. The best way to learn more? Visit the website, partdandme.com. That's partdandme.com, or call the team at Hickory Hill Insurance Agency. They're local, and they're willing to talk one-on-one. Remember, customer service still matters. 708-7398. 708-7398 or online, partdandme.com.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat and Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat and Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Questions about Medicare? I'm Joel Lurie, and at Lurie Life and Health, we can help you find the plan that meets your needs and budget. The Medicare annual enrollment period is from October 15th to December 7th. Why use an out-of-state call center when you can work with a local agency? Lurie Life and Health. We're local, independent, and can help you over the phone or in our office. And our service is at no cost to you. Call Lurie Life and Health in Columbia, 803-256-2067.
How does a car repair shop last in business for over 50 years like Sudeth Automotive? By providing affordable, reliable, and honest auto repair. But if you ask them, they'll tell you it's their loyal customers who come back time and time again to entrust them with their car repairs, well-trained technicians, service packages, and monthly specials. Isn't it time you become a customer? Call or come by at 1410 North Millwood Avenue or make an appointment at SudethAuto.com.
I'm David Jolly of the Higgins and Halloran Insurance Group. When you think about insurance, I want you to think of me. I want to be your trusted insurance advisor. I'm an independent insurance professional. I have relationships with over 30 insurance companies. I have no quotas to fill. I work for you. I'll find the best and most economical coverage to protect you, your family, and your business. So when you think about insurance, think of me, David Jolly of the Higgins and Halloran Insurance Group. Call me at 803-850-0054. I look forward to speaking with you very soon.
Thanksgiving and Christmas, they're on the way and bringing friends and family with them. I'm Eddie Springer of Trey Cow Builders, and right now is the time to update, upgrade, and remodel for all the gatherings ahead. Whether it's your kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, or whole house that needs remodeling, with Trey Cow, it's easy. We do first-class work quickly, cleanly, and affordably. Call 360-8211, 360-8211, or visit TRECALbuilders.com. Trey Cow Builders, quality from start to finish.
Sonic Radio. It's time for my favorite segment, Ask the CIO.
It's so hard to decide between my Sonic favorites. It's a weekly drive-in struggle. Any advice?
There's no struggle when you order off the Fun 99 menu. Treat yourself with cream slushes for just $1.99 each. Feed the whole family with queso wraps, grilled cheeseburgers, and tots for under $20. Create any pairing you want.
Any pairing I want? Wow, the first food fantasy league.
Commissioner. Yeah, I like the sound of that. The Fun 99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic. Tax not included. See menu for details.
The Afternoon Drive with Kev continues now from the Bart Fireside Studios.
All right, Gene Garris filling in for Kevin. Back to our friend David, the social scientist. Good to have the introduction. I'm glad you're here, David.
Thank you, Gene. I'm glad that you're there. Check this out.
Okay.
Being the scientist that I am, the social scientist that I am, I, on a day-to-day basis, make observations.
Mm-hmm.
And I ponder them. And then eventually I come to some conclusions. Well, I've been watching you people for a while, listening to what you say.
Okay.
And you get on the media, and by you people, I mean air quote conservatives. Keep it straight.
Okay.
You get on the media, and you bash Kamala Harris while uplifting Donald J. Trump.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to uphold the law and apply justice equally, if you will.
Or it could be just performance-based.
So are you saying are you performing?
No, I'm saying that we have a record that President Trump can run on, and she has a record that she has to run away from. Somehow we've got this idea in the country that something will change in January if she is elected. She's in the chief executive office right now. She has
the record.
Go ahead.
The record that I see, the record that most concerns me is the fact that Donald J. Trump has a record of being a felon.
Well, has he been sentenced? Has he been? Wait. Has he been sentenced to anything yet?
Convicted.
No. Has he been sentenced? Has he been sentenced to anything?
That's not standard.
No. But it makes a difference when all these things are in play. It does make a difference because it's very likely that Letitia James will lose her law license. It's very likely that Engoron will no longer be a judge. I'm sorry?
I'm talking about Donald J. Trump and Kamala Harris.
But you used the convictions. You used the convictions. You used the convictions as your evidence, and it's a poisoned thing.
The conviction stands as we speak. Any conviction of that nature would apply to any one of us, and it would certainly apply to Kamala Harris if they were on her plate. So please, let's not.
Well, that's not true. The guy that
let's have a respectful conversation.
During the last Trump administration, the DOJ official who falsified an email in order to get the FISA warrant, he just temporarily lost his law license. He should be in jail.
In the meantime, Donald J. Trump stands as a convicted felon. Is that true or not?
Oh yeah, he was convicted, and those things are all under appeal. And the like Mershon realized that if he sentenced the guy, that it'd create some real problems for himself. This is a guy who's
Who else have you heard of or known of to have this many chances to actually have these many appeals?
Oh goodness! They pulled out Michael Cohen, Trump's alleged fixer, and the Stormy Daniels paramour and briber. He should still be in jail. He got out of jail for this.
How many appeals have these? The question was, how many people other than Donald J. Trump that you know of that has been provided with this many ongoing?
Oh, look at Alex Murdaugh. Killed his, convicted of killing his wife and son. He's still appealing. He's still out there swinging.
That's one person, and that's
biggest crime in our state.
That's one person, and that's one case. And that's, to my understanding, that's also only one appeal so far. I'm talking about a man that has had multiple internet appeals. That's what I'm talking about. And you people uplift this man as if he's some type of hero. So the truth be told, you don't believe in justice.
No, absolutely believe in justice. And when it's fruit from the poison tree, you don't eat it. If you stumble on a watering hole and it's nothing but dead animals around there, you don't drink from that.
What you want to return back to the way things were, where the white man gets the goods.
Well, not the white guy. The guy that still has his right to have his day in court. These things are still in flux.
I'm not blind, Gene.
No, you're not blind. You're not a bit blind.
I both see and I hear, and I watch you guys every single day. You bash Kamala Harris.
She's easy to bash. She's easy to bash. Can you imagine having a conversation with her?
Yes, because that's no, I've never had a conversation with her.
No. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having a conversation with her?
She's quite articulate. And she has the credentials to prove it. The lady was the Attorney General. She was a district attorney
in San Francisco. Yeah.
Then she became a United States Senator from California, the largest state in the union, and now she's the Vice President of the United States. And you guys just refuse to give her one iota of respect. And I know exactly why it is, and that's because she's a black female.
She's a black female in the same way. Listen, David. She's a black female in the same way I'm a black female. Thank you so much, David. Callers online. I apologize, but we'll get you right at the top of the hour and give you your time. I do apologize for that. I need to get better. I need to learn from both Kevin and I need to learn from everybody a little bit. How to move things along. So hold on. We'll be right back.
He's live. He's local. He's Kevin Cohen.
The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Palmetto State Armory.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks ending mixed with the Dow suffering its fifth straight session of losses as investors reviewed a new batch of earnings reports. The Dow and S&P 500 ending the week with losses and snapping a 6-week winning streak. Tech stocks gained today as bond yields fell while industrials lagged. Most of the so-called Magnificent Seven group of tech stocks rallied. Chip heavyweight NVIDIA rose 1% and briefly surpassed named Apple as the world's most valuable company. And shares of Tesla rose 3% after rising 22% on Thursday for its best one-day gain in more than 11 years, following better than expected earnings and operating profit margins. The Dow winners, Microsoft, Salesforce, and United Health Group. The Dow decliners, Home Depot, McDonald's, and Travelers. The Dow falling 260 points, the Nasdaq up 103, S&P 500 down 2. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
Wow, you look fantastic. I love all the sparkle.
It's your fault. You introduced me to jewelry television. I can't stop watching.
Right, the prices are amazing.
I know. There are so many different styles, and the color gemstone jewelry. Are you kidding me? Gorgeous.
And did you notice JTV also has gifts for men? I got Jake an Invicta watch that he loves.
New JTV customers receive $40 off their next purchase when they shop jtv.com/radio.
Who are you texting?
I'm not. I'm shoppingjtv.com.
The hunting season is here. Whether you hunt in the woods or near the water, Palmetto State Armory has you covered with everything you need for the season. PSA has a complete inventory of AR-style rifles, bolt-action rifles, shotguns, ammunition, outdoor apparel, decoys, and more from all of your favorite brands. Visit PalmettoStateArmory.com to find the store nearest you. Palmetto State Armory, American-made for life.
This is Ian with AccuClean. Regular carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning isn't just about keeping them looking beautiful and smelling fresh. It can also help to extend their life, which in turn saves money in the long run. Check out AccuClean today for our other services, such as mattress sanitation, odor and enzyme treatments, and leather cleaning and conditioning. Call AccuClean today at 803-957-1202 for all your carpet cleaning needs and more. Once again, that's AccuClean at 803-957-1202. I'll see you soon.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
From the Bart Fireside Studio, the solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107 The Point.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters reporting. Millions of Americans are taking advantage of early voting in this presidential election. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
Election day isn't until November 5th, but officials say about 29 million people have already cast their ballots. That's more than 1/6 of the number of people who voted during the 2020 race for the White House. Early voting data, of course, only shows who cast ballots, not how they voted. But the numbers reflect a growing number of Americans voting by mail or doing in-person early voting. Greg Clugston, Washington.
If House Speaker Mike Johnson is correct, November 5th is shaping up to be a great day for Republicans. Speaking on the Salem Media Group program this week on the Hill with Tony Perkins, Johnson, who's been honeycombing America over recent months, says there's excitement in the air.
By the end of this week, I will have done campaign events in over 240 cities in 40 states. And no matter where I go, Tony, and I'm spending all the time right now in the swing districts and the toss-up districts, the blue areas of the country, there is an energy out there that is difficult to overstate. I mean, there really is just a lot of excitement out there. I think the fuel for that excitement is that people are fed up and they are fired up about all the problems facing the country, and they know who to blame for it.
Speaker Johnson's full interview will air on radio stations nationwide this weekend and can be seen at 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow on the Salem News Channel. The Biden administration is seeking information about the state of competition in air travel. 4 airlines dominate the U.S. airline industry: United, Delta, American, and Southwest. The administration says it will also examine the way air travel is priced and sold. On Wall Street, a mixed day as the Dow was down by 259 points, but the Nasdaq rose 103. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, everyone. If you or someone you know were diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, listen up. This could be the result of asbestos exposure, and you could be entitled to significant compensation. Call us at 800-818-0200 to find out if you qualify for a cash settlement. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell our listeners who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here to help the listeners. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma should give us a call right now and find out if you qualify for a cash settlement. Call 800-818-0200.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, call right now to find out if you qualify for cash compensation. 800-818-0200.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Lebanon's state-run national news agency says 3 media staffers have been killed in Lebanon in an Israeli airstrike. Correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
Local news station Al Jadid aired footage from the scene showing that collapsed buildings and cars marked press covered in dust and rubble. The Israeli army did not issue a warning prior to the strike, which hit a collection of chalets that had been rented by various media outlets. The Beirut-based Pan-Arab Al Mayadeen TV said 2 of its staffers were among the journalists killed early Friday. Al-Mana TV of Lebanon's Hezbollah group said its camera operator was also killed. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's week-long trip to the Middle East ended as expected without a ceasefire breakthrough for Gaza, but talks are being revived. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters.
One of the great things about living in South Carolina is we can do things outdoors almost year-round. Is it time for a new screened-in porch from All Southern Construction? They do all sorts of outdoor work, from repairs and renovations to remodels and construction. Need that new deck or the porch enclosed to keep the bugs out? They're a family-owned business. They're professional, insured, clean, and they stand by their work. Online, it's allsouthernconstruction.com, or please call them now at 206-4816. That's 206-4816.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
This is the point.
All right, Gene Garris filling in for Kevin Cohen on the afternoon drive. We got open lines. We got 2 people on deck. Have room to add others. 803-799-8255. 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline.
The afternoon drive with Kevin Cohen.
Good afternoon. 76 at Lower Richmond Boulevard, a collision. It's Highway 76 at Lower Richmond Boulevard, and a wreck is out at hard scrabble at Clemson Road. Got wrecks tying things up also. We got 277 northbound at I-20 and 277 northbound at Fontaine Road. 26 west at I-20 and 26 east at 127. Longtown at Holly Ridge Lane with a collision also. Second Wind Heating and Air. No units too big, no units too small. Second Wind will service them all. Make Second Wind your first choice. Second Wind, HVAC.com. Doug Thomas on the point.
On Point Weather is made possible by our friends at Palmetto Citizens Federal Credit Union on 107 The Point.
Here's your weekend forecast. Changing weather for the first time in a while after a low tonight of 54. Look for late developing clouds tomorrow. Very warm day, high of 86. The chance for overnight showers exists. A cold front rolls in on Sunday. Much cooler with a high of 70. More clouds than sunshine. Have a great weekend. I'm Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
In the Bart Fireside Studio, it's Kevin Cohen.
All right, Gene Garris, so we're going to drop the music down and we'll bring the callers up. Thank you, caller, for calling in on this beautiful, beautiful South Carolina day.
It was a beautiful day. And to be perfectly honest, I was all ready to hang up until I heard David talk, because normally I would never hold that long.
Well, I'm sorry you had to hold that long.
Well, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. You know, if I talked like David talked, he'd call me a racist. You sit there and you say, you people, 3 and 4 times. One time you say it's conservatives, and then you throw out what you really think when you say, oh, white people. So, you know, David, maybe you should listen to yourself talk a little bit. That wasn't why I called, but that was why I stuck online, just because I couldn't let that slide.
Well, remember what happened to Ross Perot when he was running for president and he used the phrase, you people?
I know it happens to everybody when they say that.
Well, he's the first one in my memory that
record of that. So, yeah, just listen to yourself, because I know what you would say if the races were switched, and I said that. So, actually what I called about was, I think Ed accidentally let the cat out of the bag. I now know where all his crazy ideas come from when he said, well, I was half listening. I was like, oh, okay.
No, it's not that he's a bad guy. It's just he misheard.
Pretty much. If you hear half of something, okay. Well, but, yeah. No, I like his appeal to authority. Oh, all these people work for Trump and they hate Trump. Well, what do all these people that work for Trump and are now out against him, what do they all have in common?
He fired him.
Oh, yeah, they got fired. Here's the deal. Every one of them, including last night on TV, Kelly's talking about Trump is fascist. Trump is going to ruin the world by what he's going to do. Well, if he actually thought that, A, why did he work for him? And B, obviously he was thinking this when he left. Why did he not quit? Why did he have to get fired? Could I work for somebody that I actually thought was going to ruin my entire country and was a fascist and was going to kill people in my own country? I can do that.
Well,
and here you have a man who was in the military sworn to uphold the Constitution.
Now, Larry, I want you to think about this stuff in reality. Every time there's an environmental thing, every time there's all these different suits, who is the whistleblower? It's almost always a disgruntled former employee. That's the deal with that girl, Cassidy Hutchinson, who testified at the second, third, fifth, whatever impeachment thing, how President Trump leaped to the front of the beast and wrestled with the Secret Service agent saying, we're going to the Capitol. Just fabrications.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the same Hutchinson that changed her story when they put her under oath?
Yes, it is. And it's also the same Hutchinson who they've gone back through her handwritten notes and have basically said she's a liar.
Yes. She didn't write what she said she wrote. She didn't see what she said she saw. And the people that were in the car said what she said didn't happen.
Well, it's even bigger on its face of it because he wasn't in the Beast that day. He was in an SUV. So the whole thing, a kindergartner could go, no, that's a Suburban. That's not the Beast.
And here you've got people like Tim and John and Ed and Bud. They'll all call in and talk about how Trump called the service people suckers and losers and all this other stuff that John Kelly has reported. And yet there are 15 people willing to go on the record that were in the same vehicles and in the same entourage as him, including John
Bolton, yeah,
who hates Trump and says, no, that did not happen.
No, I mean, if you lie to do it, of course the American people are like, this guy is just being picked on. They're trying to destroy him. There must be something special about him.
It's even worse than that because I just don't understand how for 30 years. Now, back in the 60s, I understand where liberals got their street cred for being for the average person and being for the rights of people. I haven't, for the last 30 years, figured that out. I don't know if you've seen this video montage of not just average liberals. I'm talking about the liberals in Congress, presidential liberals. I'm talking about liberals in the highest ranks calling everybody from Ford, Romney, both Bushes,
Goldwater.
They have referred to as Hitler.
Right.
Every one of them.
Well, I don't understand why they're trying to rehab Hitler's image.
I just don't understand how disgusting you have to be to sit here and call person after person after person Hitler. Hitler. I mean...
Well, you know why, Larry? You know why? What the deal is? The fruit of their work is assassination attempts on the chief executive. That's what they want to happen. They want to make it easier. They want to dehumanize, just like, these genocides. the first thing you do is you dehumanize the person, and then it's easier to kill him.
Well, and we literally just got through with one assassination attempt and another assassination plan on Trump. And there goes Mueller right on TV. Yeah, he's a fascist. Do they not understand what a fascist is? Trump is literally trying to give more power to the states.
Right. Or more power to the people. Now, here's the big one. Eliminating federal income tax. Now, if he can go 16th Amendment and replace that and eliminate federal income tax, I will support renaming the moon Melania, because that'll be the biggest positive change our country has ever had.
Well, I'm just so absolutely disgusted by the rhetoric that the liberals use, and then they're all stunned when somebody takes a pot shot at him. You know, like, well, why would somebody think that? And, you know, they just totally blow off that guy that wanted to kill Scalise and all those other people out on Supper. Literally said, yeah, I listened to Bernie Sanders, and I think I was going to take care of the problem.
What a mess. Well, thank you so much, Larry, and I'm glad you hung on, and I've got another person that's hung on as long as you and I need to get to them. So let me get them started, and then we'll, let me see, it's doing the wrong thing here. Let me get out of this. Of course, absolutely, of course. That's right when okay, get rid of that. This is me goofing it up. There we go. We're going to go. Hey, caller.
Hey, Dr. Gene.
Hey, man, Jared, I'm going to take a quick break and be right back with you, but I didn't want you to get away. I wanted your call-in spot to know that we're coming right back to you. So hold on here. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Gene Garris filling in for Kevin Cohen on the Afternoon Drive.
The Afternoon Drive with Kevin Cohen.
Hi, I'm Karen Pickard.
And I'm Katie Griner.
Every Tuesday at 8:30 to 9 a.m., we'll be talking about issues that concern seniors and their families.
So join us right here on The Point Radio for the Positive Point on Aging, brought to you by Oakley Village of Lexington.
Hey, this is Roger Metz.
And this is Taylor Metz, your host of Woods and Water, South Carolina.
Taylor, the outdoors is never closed, and the doors are always open for new people to try it out.
If you're already a veteran of the outdoors, whether it's hiking, camping, hunting, or fishing, then why not share what you know with someone around you?
There are so many people who want to get out there, but don't know how to get from their front door to what they see on the cover of Outdoor Life or Outside Magazine.
So be a mentor to someone else and discover how much fun it is to pass it on.
And when you teach them it's a lifestyle, not just a hobby.
277 northbound at I-20 and 277 northbound at Fontaine Road, substantially slowing traffic there. Also, we have an accident at I-26 eastbound at 127 clearing. Good afternoon. And 26 west of 20 is still active. Low Richland Boulevard at Holly Ridge Road, and also 76 at Low Richland Boulevard. That's Highway 76, Low Richland Boulevard. Scrabble at Clemson Road, a wreck also. Modern Exterminating Company, family owned and operated for over 60 years with guaranteed termite, bedbug, and moisture control. You can schedule a free inspection today. Modern Exterminating, we know what bugs you. Doug Thomas on the point.
Point A to point B traffic. 4 times an hour, mornings and afternoons on The Point.
You don't normally call a plumber until you need a plumber. Well, if you need one today or if you need one tomorrow, I want you to remember Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. Listen, I might not know all the tricks to turning a wrench, but I do know how a plumbing company should work and how to treat people. My dad was a plumber. My grandfather was a plumber, and so were 3 of my uncles. Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning does it right. They're the epitome of customer service. They're locally owned and operated, and Josh and his team, well, they put customer service as the top priority for Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. I've never known a business owner more intent on making it a great experience for people. And let's face it, when you have a plumbing crisis, well, that could be traumatic. They specialize in service and replacement issues for your home or for your business. They've been to my home and fixed 3 different plumbing issues I had in the house. If you need them, they're there to help. Online at franklinplumbing.sc.com or call Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning 799-2222. That's 799-2222, and tell them Kev sent you from The Point.
Step into a world of comfortable living with Lexington Discount Homes. For over 3 decades, we've dedicated ourselves to helping families find their dream home. Our steadfast commitment to customer service and our broad range of homes ensure a fit for every taste and budget. Experience the stunning detail of a Lexington home in person at 1847 Augusta Highway. Too busy? Visit LexingtonDiscountHomes.com for a virtual tour. For homes that spell absolute comfort, you know where to find us. Lexington Discount Homes.
You can count on hot summers in the Midlands.
You can count on those South Carolina roads biting.
And when you end up with a broken windshield, you can certainly count on Absolute Glass.
With one phone call, we can repair, replace, and recalibrate your car's windshield.
We'll handle the insurance calls. For most folks, it won't cost you a dime to let us fix your windshield.
Absolute Glass has been voted Lexington's best for 15 years straight.
So call Absolute Glass at 951-7200.
Or find us online at absoluteglassinc.com.
And remember, if you can see through it, we can do it.
We might not get the wrath of winter they get up north, but we still need something to take that cold edge off. Let Bart Fireside provide your warmth this winter with the comfort and convenience of gas logs. Bart Fireside can beautify existing fireplaces with new gas logs or install a new fireplace. Bring the family together this winter. Bart Fireside is National Fireplace Institute certified. Want more info? Take a look at bartfireside.com or go by the showroom to get some hands-on help. 1131 Broad River Road. Bart Fireside, keeping you warm this winter.
No matter who you root for, we can help you win your tailgate party.
Hi, it's Thomas.
And Mary Catherine from Louisiana Purchase.
Order one of our custom charcuterie boards, sandwich platters, dips, or football cheese balls.
And Cypress Corner has everything you need to bring your tailgate together, like cups, trays, napkins, and more.
Not into football? Remember Louisiana Purchase when planning your office lunch, party, or any event.
Louisiana Purchase, St. Andrews Road, near Crossroads Intermediate School, and at louisianapurchase.com.
Hi, John here from Redbird Windows and Doors. You know what really bothers me about my industry? It's gimmicks instead of honesty. With Redbird, it's pretty simple. We do absolutely great work, we're local, and our projects are fairly priced. If you're ready for some new windows and doors or need our help, you'll get high-quality materials, service, and my personal guarantee. Online, find us at redbirdwindows.com. Call me directly at 727-0561. That's 727-0561. Redbird Windows and Doors.
As we celebrate 10 fantastic years at Sweet Comfort Services, we're cooling you off with unbeatable deals on all SEER 2 and high-efficiency AC equipment. Hey, Point family, mention this ad and get a thorough spring maintenance check from our expert non-commissioned techs for just $95 for your first system and a chill $45 each additional system. Look us up sweethvac.com or call us at 331-8143. Celebrating a decade of keeping you cool and comfy. That's the Sweet Comfort promise.
Columbia's local talk radio experience continues now from the Bart Fireside Studios.
All right. Well, I just got a notice reminding me that I had a Boston butt to pick up at Bethel Methodist Church. Our friend Bruce did that. And I also want to make sure that I celebrate Brad and Sunday and a whole bunch of other folks I know that are listening. And we're going to go right to the phones and say thank you so much for holding on, Jared.
Hey, you bet. Thank you, Dr. G. You know, listening earlier with David there, I got to tell you, David, you may as well just go ahead and flat out call people, you know, what you want to call it and everything, because it's awfully racist, man. You know, here's the reason that I can't stand Kamala here. And another question for you real quick, if you don't mind answering the next time you get Open Lines Friday. What do you think about the black people voting for him? Are you going to call them Uncle Tom's next? I don't understand. You know, they're not voting for Kamala because she's, one, not articulate. And this is why I have a problem with her. This is her on the comments of Joe Biden's cognitive health. Quote, Joe Biden I have watched in from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, and he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people, end quote.
Well, hey, look, Jared, I agree with her, except I'm going to add one little addendum to her observation. Compared to me, He is fully cognizant. He's wicked smart. He's got his pulse on the heartbeat of the country compared to me.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it just sickens me though whenever people use the race card. I mean, are we gonna? People always ask, when are we gonna get past, the way people look at race in this world today and racism altogether? I'll tell you how. It's ending talk like that right there.
No,
it's time to go past that.
No, you have savaged him fairly, but this is it. This is the breaking point. A racist country cannot elect a mixed race person. We did that with President Obama. What a wonderful testament to the people in the United States. And here, with so many black men and women, especially men, throwing in with the Republican candidate, it's not about race. There are things that are bigger than race, like principles and competence and security and safety and performance. That's where we are. We are winning this struggle in our country because people of all stripes Democrats are throwing in with President Trump. People are like, RFK Jr. is such a radical. No, that's what Democrats looked like in the 1960s. He didn't change. Right. They changed. They got all weird. Right. Do you think all these conservative church members of all races and stripes, do you think they support the abortionist in chief? Do you think they support cutting off young children's bits and bobs to reinforce a mental disease? No, these regular folks know what the truth is, and regular folks are in all stripes and colors.
That's why she won't talk about the topic either when it comes to the trans topic or whenever it comes down to the major things on abortion, like the 9-month period and all. But they don't want. She doesn't want to. She avoids all of these questions, and she laughs it off with her cackle that she does, that she's so famous for. But I'm not falling for it. What she's going to do.
Well, not just you, but regular people, other people, outside of this conversation, outside of the studio, outside of this building. People know, there's, what the truth is. When something's working. Imagine that somebody that's a judge, somebody that watches, every day people lie to them. Probably after the first 8 months of being a judge, you get really good at picking out the liars. The American people now are good at picking out the liars.
That's correct. Let me ask you, Dr. Gene, have you heard what President Biden said not too long ago, talking about Donald Trump, saying, this is, quote, we got to lock him up?
Yeah, well, that's they tried to kill him. Of course they've got to lock him up.
Right. This is literally one. Let's talk about Nazi Germany, since, everybody wants to call him Adolf Hitler and compare him to Adolf Hitler. Let's talk about that a little bit. Isn't that exactly what other dictators tried to do in their countries, lock up their opponents?
Yeah.
Last time I checked, that's exactly what happened. And it never worked out well for the country that happened in.
Well, he could have said it differently, and he could have said, people that do what he has done, those folks need to be arrested, and they need to be tried, and if they're guilty, they need to be convicted. Well, that's a lot bigger moral standard than lock him up.
Right. And Gene, I'll make this last point real quick. I got two things for you. One, I was listening to what you were saying about the no income tax. That would be the best thing ever. Right.
Got me. You got me. That's it. No federal income tax. Got me. I'm there. Now here's the thing. Every libertarian, I'm libertarian, but I'll tell you a secret. My sainted mentor passed away a couple years ago, but he had been at Clemson University since the Eisenhower administration when I was there. And we had this conversation, and he was a very light-spoken person, and he said, Gene, you very well may be right with these libertarian ideas, but it's never going to make a difference if you're not in the room. I have now found a way, in a small way, to be in the room. And so even Ron Paul has come out with this declaration about President Trump's plan to do away with federal income tax. This is great. It's absolutely great that we have a major candidate, the major candidate, talking about it.
Right. And, you know, in 1913, the federal government spent less than 2% of the GDP. Now it's over 24% of that. We got to eliminate that. And I think if we eliminate some of these branches that we've added over time into the systems of the government, I think the number I read not too long ago, it doubled each year. It was just, two.
Right. We got a bunch of agencies that shouldn't exist. So Department of Energy, if we manufacture, the purpose of the Department of Energy has nothing to do with nuclear power and stuff like that. It's about oil. That's why it was created during President Carter's administration. That's what it is. We're beyond that now. With decent energy policy, we don't need them.
And last thing for you, Dr. Gene, Democrats, and I'll be real quick here. Democrats always, they never remember. It's like they have a Joe Biden moment, and not trying to make fun or disrespect the man in any kind of way, shape, or form. But it's like they just forget on purpose that they were the ones that said, hey, look, we're going to have a war under Donald Trump. Never happened. We had peace in the Middle East. We had the Abraham Accords. We had him going over there shaking hands with Rocket Man. We were doing really great in the economy. And despite what people say about that's Obama's economy, he picked up the, baton on bologna and crackers. And I can prove it wrong a million times out of a million.
And again, this is another one, Jared. The American people know that's not true. The American people know that it's Trump's economy that was the rock star economy. It's Trump's economy that brought gasoline down to $1.50. It's Trump's economy that made the United States energy independent. Let me drop that.
And look at North Korea that's sending 7,000 men. 3,000 so far, another 7 in Russia. Thank you, Dr. Gene.
All right. Thanks so much, Jared. We're going to jump. We're going to go ahead and answer this other caller. Hey, caller, we'll get to you in just a moment. We got to take this bottom of the hour break, but we'll be better. We'll be faster. We'll get you all in before the end of the show.
He's local. He's Kevin Cohen.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
From the Bart Fireside Studio, the solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters reporting Chinese hackers targeted cell phones used by Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump and his running mate J.D. Vance. That's according to two people familiar with the matter who spoke to the AP Friday. It was not immediately clear what data, if any, may have been taken, but U.S. officials are investigating. An appeals court in the battleground state of Georgia has declined a request for expedited review of an appeal of a judge's order. The county election officials must vote to certify results by the legal deadline. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney ruled this month that those officials cannot refuse to certify or abstain from certifying election results under any circumstance. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 259 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Since 2012, Richland County added 20,000 new jobs and 4,000 new businesses, in part because of the Penny program. Our community leaders know keeping our penny is good for us all.
Hello, I'm Columbia Mayor Daniel Rickman. The Richland County Transportation Penny has done a lot to improve our quality of life. The Penny has funded major road improvements, transportation-related projects, improved our public transit, provided bikeways and green spaces. Keeping our penny will mean more roads get paved. It will also provide critical funding for the bus system that serves residents and supports our local businesses. It will help improve safety and enhance our city. None of this will be possible without this funding. So, on November 5th, vote yes, and let's keep our buses rolling and our city growing.
Vote yes for a better quality of life in Richland County. Paid for by the Midlands Alliance for Better Transportation and Roads.
Good afternoon. Collision July 26 west at St. Andrews, this time in Decker Boulevard at Joy Circle, and still working 277 northbound at Fontaine and 277 northbound at I-20. 76 at Richmond Boulevard and Hardscrabble at Clemson. Longtown at Holly Ridge Road and 900 Taylor Street. St. Andrews at 26, and also a Stall Motors at Fort Jackson at 77, and an accident at Fort Jackson at Wildcat. Jay's Corner Restaurant and Bar, the corner of Bluff Road and Rosewood. Great stadium view, indoor, outdoor seating. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 4 to 7. Jay's Corner Restaurant and Bar. Doug Thomas on the point.
On Point Weather is made possible by our friends at Palmetto Citizens Federal Credit Union on 107 The Point.
Here's your weekend forecast. Changing weather for the first time in a while after a low tonight of 54. Look for late developing clouds tomorrow. Very warm day, high of 86. A chance for overnight showers exists. A cold front rolls in on Sunday. Much cooler with a high of 70. More clouds than sunshine. Have a great weekend. I'm Cal Moss with your On Point local weather.
All right, Gene Garrett's filling in for Kevin Cohen. This goes down, caller goes up. Hey, caller, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Yourself?
I'm doing great. Tell me your first name.
My first name is Wayne.
Hey, Wayne, what's going on? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Okay. First of all, with all due respect, I have a little criticism, okay?
That's fine. It's fine.
I will say, Dr. Gene, that I love your show, but when people call in, sometimes you tend to kind of talk over them a little bit, and I do believe no matter how stupid someone is and what they're saying is, you still should give them a chance to speak. But if you don't mind me putting that little...
No, you're 100%. You're 100% right. And I had a conflict with a caller ages ago, and it might have been Ed. I mean, this was years ago, and he said, and this was on my Sunday program, and I've been preempted for a while with Panthers football, but I'm on 6 to 8, and I think it was Ed. And he said, you're talking over me. He didn't put this part. I'm going to add this. When I'm wrong, you're talking over me. And I go, have you ever listened to the program? And unfortunately, that's a style thing. And I've been trying to do better. And our friend David, the social scientist, to Jared, he said that basically that Uncle Tom was the hero of the story and that he is well informed. And he also let us know he voted against the penny sales tax. So that's a winner, Wayne. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
I would like to say, though, what you're saying is not incorrect and it's not unintelligent. It's just that, you kind of crowd them sometimes. But look, I want to say this. I want to say that I'm voting for Donald Trump. I've already voted for Donald Trump.
Oh, wow.
I voted for Donald Trump earlier. I'm American African, African American, whichever way you want to put it. And I'm just tired of people calling, making excuses, you know what I'm saying, trying to pretend that what is isn't and what isn't is. I really feel embarrassed sometimes, and sometimes I feel frustrated because I hear African American people call and they try to make their point. And I want to believe that they believe what they're saying. But at the same time, because I'm 50 years old and I've been in this society all these years, I know that a lot of stuff that they saying ain't true. Racism is not rampant. It's not rampant. Nobody is going to burn a cross in your lawn. Nobody is going to run in your house and shove a gun in your mouth and take your daughter and have their way with her. This stuff is over with. And for people to call up, man, black people to call up and try to pretend like racism is a real issue. A real issue. I'm not saying that it don't exist. I'm just saying, look, man, it's so minuscule based on what's going on. If you really want to deal with racism, then you have to go to the Democrat Party because these people are racist or they're biased against Americans. And because America has been set up in a way that leaves black people at a deficit, then what Democrats are doing are really hurting black people more than it's hurting white people. For instance, I don't understand how you can be black and vote for 10, 15, 20 million illegals coming over here,
right,
and just doing whatever they want to do, wherever they want to do it, and then be subsidized by the government. I don't understand that.
Again, Wayne, that's not a racialist thing. That's common sense. And we are all, I mean, like, let's say that your neighbor is of a different race than you. What does that guy or woman want? Does he want, we'll say a guy, does he want good schools for his kids? Yeah. Does he want good opportunity for his kids when they get out of school or get out of university or whatever? Yeah. Does he want safe streets? Yeah. Does he want reasonable taxes? Yeah. Does he want an efficient government? Yeah. I suspect there's no difference between your neighbor and you on all the things that matter.
There is no difference. But I'm speaking to anybody who's listening, but I'm speaking as an African-American male. And when I hear all these other African-American people call up, it kind of boils my blood a little bit, because I know that most African-American people have a basis in Christianity. And I see people almost contorting themselves to try to get around the immoral stuff that we were raised against. But you're going to go out and endorse it with your vote because you don't like one man. I mean, you have to be basically in the LBGT community, or you have to be some type of sympathizer for illegals or for that type of lifestyle for you to stand up as a straight man and say, I'm going to vote for Obama, I'm going to vote for Biden, I'm going to vote for Harris. None of these people are doing anything or offering anything for actual Americans who work hard, and they definitely not offering nothing for African Americans who work hard. Now, if you're on the government pole, or if you live one of these alternative lifestyles, then you might have a dog in the race. But me personally, I ain't gonna never meet Trump. I don't know Trump. I just know what he did for the country, and I know what he plans to do. And that's all that matters to me. I don't understand why you think it's all right as a black person to go in any store or in your neighborhood, any corner store in your neighborhood, and there's somebody in there that's Arab or Indian or now is getting ready to be a Latino person. They own all the stores at the edge of every black neighborhood. They locking down sections of town because they came over here illegally, because these people allowed them to come over here illegally and paid them while they got their operations up and running. And for you to be a black person, you should be embarrassed and ashamed to call this show up and out loud try to pretend like these people who can't answer a question, who are not articulate, and they can't answer a question. And every time you try to rebut them on a question, they say, let me talk about Donald Trump. Well, you did this and you did that. Why did you do that? Let me talk about Donald Trump. They cannot answer a question, bro. This is not how this is supposed to work. And you embarrassing me, and you embarrassing a lot of people. And I'm going to tell you, no matter who wins this election going forward in the future, your little, miserable, lazy, whining stuff about racism ain't gonna work, because you're ineffective at this point. They know they got your vote, so they might as well go for the homosexual vote or the transgender vote, or they might as well go for the Latino vote. You are now indispensable, and that's the way they're gonna play you in the future, bro. So I wish that all you people will wake up, educate yourself, and look at your own situation. Look at your own situation, man, because this is our country. You can look around you and see it going down the drain.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff I'm probably going to want to say when I hang up, but I understand you on a time frame.
Yeah, well, that's great, Wayne. And I'll tell you what, I have some of my own political philosophy involved in that, and that is what I've called the Janet Jackson principle. And that is, what have you done for me lately?
What have you done for me lately?
Lately. Nothing. Maybe 1960s, it mattered. You did good stuff. Not anymore. You've done nothing positive for the black community since the 1960s.
All you want to do is kill the babies before they come out the womb, man. That in itself should tell you that you're on the wrong side. Thank you for the time, Mr. G.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Wayne. That's wonderful. All right, we're jumping to our next caller. Hey, caller, how are you?
What say, Dr. G?
Hey, man, tell me your first name.
It's Brown.
All right, Brown. What's going on?
Right. First of all, I want to congratulate you for saying one thing I ever did agree with you on.
Oh, goodness.
And that when you said that Donald Trump going after revenge. And I believe the same thing, too. So.
Well, I mean, that's I try to tell the truth the way I see it. I mean, I have some friends that are in the national government. I have some friends in state and local government. I'm a public health official in the executive branch myself. I understand how some of these things work, and I'll tell you the one of the secrets, Brown, and that is politics revolves on two things. It's what I can do for you and what I can do against you. And that's where they talk about, oh, the Senate is so collegiate, and they all work together until they don't.
Well, Gene, and I want to say one thing to not being nasty or whatever, but why are we that, you know, I'm a black man and I grew up down in the South. And you know what? I know things have changed. I see that change. But some people say what they have to say because of what they went through, what they had to deal with, and a little bit now what they're dealing with. But, I mean, it ain't bad as it used to be. But Wayne don't know. He might not grow up during the time and during the time period that some people growed up in what they had to deal with. I'm a little black guy and I can tell you a whole lot. Blow your mind, Wayne. Why get you by yourself and talk to you?
No, if you're Brown, if you're old enough, you know horrors. You know, that's one thing. So, you know, the NRA was formed by Union soldiers because they realized that black folks in the South, if they did not have access to firearms, that they would be abused and tortured for time in memoriam. That's where the NRA came from. It was about, in almost all of our all the gun laws in the South were about keeping firearms out of the hands of black folks. Because if one of those ghosts of the Confederacy shows up in their white pointy hat and lights up a Yule cross in your front yard, when Grandpa walks out on his front door and demasks the guy by blowing his face off with his shotgun, that's the end of the story. And they couldn't afford that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, some of my old folks went back through those same situations. If you look back at, I grew up in a little town called Summerton. You look back
Yeah.
But you look back at that history, and those are some of my people. So don't tell me I don't know the whole history, but I know some of it, and I done come through some things. But you know what? I grew up with white. They was nice. We go with one another house. My granddad used to farm with a white man. You know, you got good and you got bad on both sides of the table. So that's why sometimes when people say, when it comes down to politics, if you ain't down the middle, something wrong with you. You got a problem. I don't agree with you. If you ain't down the middle, something wrong. Democrats, Republicans, if you ain't down the middle, then something wrong. They already jumped. The Democrats here, the Republicans here. If you ain't down the middle, you got a problem. And
Well,
see you later, Jim.
all right, thanks so much, Brown. And I can tell you, as an observer of the human condition in this great country that we have, still the best country in the world, you know, we're doing so much better than we ever thought could happen, you know, my grandparents' generation. Things are so much better. We're going to take another quick break and be right back. I see you've got 3 people on deck, and we'll get those folks locked in just a moment. Be right back after this. Gene Garris filling in for Kevin Cohen on the afternoon drive.
The afternoon drive with Kevin Cohen.
Hey, this is Roger Metz.
And this is Taylor Metz, your host of Woods and Water, South Carolina.
Taylor, the outdoors is never closed, and the doors are always open for new people to try it out.
If you're already a veteran of the outdoors, whether it's hiking, camping, hunting, or fishing, then why not share what you know with someone around you?
There are so many people who want to get out there, but don't know how to get from their front door what they see on the cover of Outdoor Life or Outside Magazine.
So be a mentor to someone else and discover how much fun it is to pass it on.
And when you teach them it's a lifestyle, not just a hobby.
Join us weekday mornings at 7:31 a.m. for Straight to the Point with Pastor Steve Williamson. That's Straight to the Point, weekday mornings, 7:31 a.m. here on The Point, 100.7 FM.
Brand new Sparkleberry at 2 knots, adding to my chaotic Friday. Be safe. 26 West at St. Andrews Road, a wreck, and Decker at Joyce Circle wreck. 277 north at 20, 277 north at Fontaine Clearing. 900 Taylor Street for the wreck. Fort Jackson at 77, one stalled motorist. Fort Jackson at Wildcat, new collision. Modern Exterminating Company, family owned and operated for over 60 years. Guaranteed termite, bedbug, and moisture control. Schedule a free inspection today. We know what bugs you. PestFreeSC.com. Doug Thomas on the point.
Point A to point B traffic. 4 times an hour, morning and afternoons on the point.
Crazy. You got a home or you got a business
You're sick of the power companies controlling you, demanding rate increases every 6 months. Sick of your power bill going up. You can't even pick your power company, but you can choose Broker Solar to have control over that bill. Solar panels are not free like these stupid yard signs say. These door knockers often, well, they're scam artists. Not Broker Solar. They don't go knocking on the doors. I told Ken I want some incentive for our Point family listeners. So purchase a system from Broker Solar. Your first solar panel is free. Look, I'm not into scare tactics, but this is an election. The way things are going, well, maybe it's time to stop relying on the government or these power companies. Broker Solar offers you control. Solar can save you money. These solar batteries are amazing. What a huge difference they can make. Do your homework. Online, it's brokersolar.com, or just call Ken. I trust him. I really do. You can also. 807-7417. That's 807-7417.
Hi, we're Glenn and Melanie Matthews, your neighborhood partners from Modern Exterminating. Since 1955, we've shielded your homes from unwanted guests.
Corporate giants, door knockers, startups.
No competition for our 3 generations of trust and expertise in pest control.
Choose local, choose family, choose peace of mind.
Experience the Modern Exterminating difference. Call 803-765-2315 or visit pestfreesc.com today.
We are Modern Exterminating. It's your home and it's our mission.
When I think of this time of the year, I think of all those F words. You know, fall, football, and floor boys. All are fantastic.
All right.
Maybe even phenomenal. Okay, that's
Phenomenal.
but it's with a PH. Thing is, this is a fabulous time to visit Floor Boys. Treat yourself to those hardwoods or that luxury vinyl plank. Come visit the show. Take a look at floorboys.com or make your
Whoa.
They'll
Hey,
even come
how are you
visit
doing?
Stop
Crazy?
fantasizing.
Always crazy?
They even
Feel that.
have finance far out.
Now, is Phil going to be here in studio?
No. Most accountants can do your taxes. That's great. But Teresa and her team at Capital City Professional Services can help your business thrive. Team with her on the Profit First system. Profit First is a behavior-based cash management system helping you to save more money. In fact, it makes saving money more enjoyable than spending it. Most importantly, Profit First guarantees your business's profitability. You can make money and your tax payments are handled. You're curious? Call Teresa at Capital City Professional Services. 400-8683.
I'm always like new stuff.
8683.
I'm a stealth person.
Gym Spector. My job is to
That's
make sure
your
your
stuff.
fireplace
That's our new
is working
computer down
properly.
there. It's getting
At Gym
installed this
Spector, we do
weekend.
annual
Awesome,
inspections to ensure
awesome.
your home and family safety. We also inspect and clean dryer vents inside your home. Are your clothes taking more than one cycle to dry? If so, it's time to get your dryer vent cleaned and inspected. This can save you
Yeah,
$50 on the power bill
my wife
and
said,
improve
our
the
dryer's
performance
messed up.
of your dryer.
And I'm like,
Take a look.
and I had been nursing it, and it was just squeaking a lot. And evidently, the drum would get out of kilter and destroyed some of her clothes. And she's like, we got to buy a new dryer. And after the second day of that, I'm like, you buy it, I'll install it. So we got a gas dryer, our second gas dryer. It's great. It's great.
Never had a gas dryer.
So, like the biggest energy thing is the heating. And so you take the heating away and you burn natural gas to make the heat, and it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, they make washers now that have a dryer built into it.
Yeah, I always thought that was a smart thing. I've got some patients that they have a motorhome, and it's got a thing, you just put it in once.
Lose the ability to
But my
treat you
dream,
like a human being.
and this is before I knew I was going to have 4 kids, my dream was to have a commercial washer and 2 commercial gas dryers. And that means I could turn laundry every 20 minutes.
Yeah. Federally insured.
If you're a laundromat.
Well, you got 4 kids. If everybody changes clothes, that's a load of laundry. If you do towels and stuff, you're doing laundry like crazy. Is it a long, tall woman or a long, cool woman in a black dress? I can't remember how that goes, but we're going to go right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you? Good. Is this Moses? All right. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful name. So what's going on? Uh-huh.
That's really good. Okay, and don't get me wrong. In some ways, that kind of thing.
Well, I think it's definitely trending to where we should be. We should be that country. We should be a country where everybody has the same type interest and the same type desires. And I think we're getting closer there.
Well, guess what? Problem is people like Margaret Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, and leadership of this country, because you have too many people that's jumping on the bandwagon because of this.
Now, what's wrong with? I know that Matt Gaetz is very, very controversial. I know that Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I've been to her district. Her district is Cobb County north and maybe slightly west in the great state of Georgia. She won her primary, huge, and so she's pretty darn popular to her constituents. Matt Gaetz is a firebrand. I mean, gosh, the great state of Florida. But look what they've had to do to them. Tried to get him arrested for sex trafficking of young girls and stuff. It was all a fabrication. Got blackmailed by a member of the FBI. That guy's in jail right now. Well, that's you and me. It's you and me that sent them there. It's us. We're the bad people.
Thinking about people in general, rather than thinking step, I'm black, I'm white. If we don't come to the point, come to church to understand and look here, we are supposed to all be Americans, not just by the name, because American ain't a name for everybody. Okay, understand that. American ain't a name for everybody. You know that as well as I know. Okay, but the point to the matter is, we the people that send these people up to the White House and to the State House, we are the ones that determines whether we're going to change our way of thinking about things or our way of looking at things. Okay.
Well, how about this? If the people will lead, our leaders will follow. That's how it really works. I think you're right on that.
What the point is, once again, if people will lead, we're going to run there to lead. So you should talk about to the Muslims. Whether I look at politics the same way I look at preachers. You go up in the right do the right thing.
Hopefully.
He gets sidetracked and gets persuaded by all these other things and people around him. That's what the whole government thing is. So that's going to be a hard task to follow, okay? Because it comes down to us as people, not the people that we send up to represent them.
Well, Moses, if they're just reflecting the failures of us as people, then we're getting what we deserve. I want better than that.
Well, we all want better than that. But once again, I tell you what, think about it like this. All the bad things that was taught at the dinner table to these parents and fathers that for pushing this foolishness up in these kids' heads. And when the minute they grow up and start learning about this foolishness that their parents have taught them was wrong, then that goes make them turn against their own parents. And that's what we are. I like in America right now. Okay, because you hear a lot of people saying, okay, then the kids go to college and then they get screwed up.
Well, that happens a lot. That happens in my own church. We send good Orthodox Christian kids to college, and that's where we lose them. Some of them.
Well, that's what you call good Christian kids.
No, I know. Or I would have picked something different if it was different. If it wasn't the truth that works for us, if I did not believe it was the truth, I'd do something different.
Let me ask you this question: how can you have the Bible in one hand and a gun in another hand and go down and burn down the whole community?
Well, also remember that in Luke, Christ in the red lettered portion, Moses says, if you have a purse, take that purse to the merchant and purchase a sword. And if you have no purse, sell your cloak to buy the sword. No, that is in the red letter portion. Jesus actually said that. No, he did. It's in the red letter portion.
I didn't
Right, but that's the thing about the gun in one hand or the firearm and the Bible in the same possession of the same person. It's almost a commandment.
Well, how you go? So these are the people that you call good Christian born people that send them out of church to go to college and then they can't because maybe they didn't just see things the way you.
No, they fall in love with people that don't share the same values, and then that undermines the whole civilization.
Well, what about the burning in Tulsa, Oklahoma? How can that be justified?
Well, tell me about Tulsa. When was this in Tulsa? No, I just don't know. Oh, okay. So this is the Black Wall Street murders. Now, those people, if it required the army to be put in to stop that mess, to get justice for the people there, we should have done it. All right, I got 2 people I got to get, Moses. I got two more people. Let me get them. Hey, caller, how are you? Hello, caller. Yes, I can.
When are people going to learn their history? I am so excited. This is probably going to be the biggest minority vote for a Republican in the history of Republican votes. And when are they going to learn that the Democrats are the racists? And they've always been. They put up Byrd, who was a freaking...
Right, Grand Cyclops. And Hillary Clinton kissed him on the mouth. Right.
And Biden said he did not want his schools to become racial jungles. And the Republicans not only had Abraham Lincoln, but also put forward the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
That's right. And is the Abolitionist Party. Thank you so much. Got to run.
Russell, if you're like most people I talk to, you're just tired of the nonsense in politics. It's getting harder and harder to really know where to stand on the issues. Politicians seem to pledge their
No, they just lie.
rather than people.
Politicians lie. My best friend is an anti-Trump person.
It's time to put
Like crazy, like an insane
person and get back to common sense.
I'm sorry. I would have walked.
That's how we create a stronger South Carolina. I'm Russ Watt, and I'm asking for your vote for state senate so I can get to work.
Paid for by 5%. Hey, honey, I went to the new building for True Pharmacy yesterday. They had a big sign.
Yes, I saw it too.